Hello Math Wizards, welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to try to answer this question. Why is the formula for the area of a rectangle the same as the formula for a parallelogram? So if you want to grab a wand and a piece of paper, we'll get started and take a look at a rectangle. So here is the formula for finding the area of a rectangle. We're going to multiply the base times the height. So we can see with this rectangle we have a base, or the bottom of the shape is 8 feet long, and from top to bottom it's 4 feet. So we can plug these values in to our formula. First I like to copy the formula. Area equals the base times the height. And then in the next step, go ahead and plug in the value. So the base, being the bottom here, is 8 feet times the height, and this is 4 feet tall. So now all I have to do is simply multiply 8 times 4. That makes 32. And these are square units. So I can write my answer like this. 32 square feet can fit inside of this shape. Or I can also write the same answer abbreviating the word feet and then putting the exponent 2 right here, which means squared. So in other words, I could also sketch this to show the same thing. I know here it's telling me that I can fit 4 of these squares stacked on top of each other, going from top to bottom. So I can draw 4 rows to represent that. And then from side to side, I should be able to fit 8 squares. So I'm going to just break this in half. Do it again. So there's 4 on the right side, and then we'll do that again over here. Just to get an idea of what this would look like if we actually had each of the square units inside the shape. So we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 going from top to bottom, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 going across the bottom of the shape, for a total of 32 square units or square feet. So we have to imagine that each one of these squares is 1 foot all the way around it. Now let's take a look at the parallelogram. So again, we can see this formula for a parallelogram is exactly the same. It's the base times the height. So if I look at this figure, I can see the base across the bottom from side to side is 8 feet long. And here they're showing me with this special red line, the perpendicular line that's attached to a square corner, they're showing me that this is also 4 feet tall. But it looks kind of funny to me. How am I going to be able to fit perfect squares into this shape when we have these angles over here, 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 and here? So one trick we can use is to see this a different way. We can take this parallelogram, and I'm going to use this height line that's drawn over here, and I'm just going to cut along, right along the edge of that, because I can see this little triangular shape right here. So I'm going to trim that. Okay, so now this is how our shape started originally, looking like that. But I can take this little piece and I can slide it over here to the end. And now you can see, instead of a parallelogram, we have a rectangle that we just created. So this little edge right here, this part of the base, simply moved from the left, over here, over to the right, but it didn't change. We didn't add any more length to it or take any length away. So we still have the bottom of the shape being 8 feet long. So this is the reason why we can use the same formula, because any parallelogram can be snipped, trimmed, and turned into a rectangle with square corners. So now I can go ahead and use the same formula to calculate and figure out what the total square units that we could fit in here are. So again, the area is the base times the height. I'm going to go ahead and slide this back over so we're looking at a parallelogram. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in the values now. So they're showing me that this is 8 feet long times, it's still 4 feet tall, and the next step is just to go ahead and do the multiplication. So 8 times 4 is 32, and these are square units that happen to be 1 foot all the way around. So 32 square feet could fit inside this parallelogram. Another way to write that same answer is 32 feet squared. So that is the reason why we use the same formula for a rectangle and a parallelogram, because any parallelogram can be turned into a rectangle. And we can use the same formula, area equals the base times the height. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll see you next time.